Whoa, woomy be upon ye. Or how are we doing, chat? How's everything going? How are we doing? All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday? Oh shit, it's Friday. Payday. Heat wave. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I heard that Europe was going through heat waves. It like stormed last night. We had a rainstorm and a half last night. Yesterday at the start of work shift. It rained so hard that we had a leak in the roof. The roof started leaking from the light fixture, and that's how you know it's good. It started leaking from the light fixture. The edges of the light fixture were like leaking water, which is definitely not a, workplace safety hazard or anything. But it came down really hard all at once and lasted for about 30 minutes. It was great. So it cooled the city down too, which is really nice. We live in a desert, so any coolness is appreciated. But yeah, apparently Europe and the UK especially has been going through some like monster heat waves. And I really feel for you guys because the thing about it is like the word escapes me. The specific word, I've been trying to remember this word for like days now, and it keeps escaping me. But it's like the word for system, like a system of the way in which a city does something, like its irrigation systems or infrastructure. Fuck, I can't believe it took me several days to remember that. And there goes the monetization on this video that will not be monetized. There we go. There it goes. So the thing about, I grew up in Arizona. Arizona has the hottest city in the state, in the country. Phoenix is the hottest city in the country. It is miserable. It can get up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So terrible weather. It gets so hot in Arizona, and it's dry heat too. So it gets so hot that we have an annual egg cooking contest in which you cook eggs on the sidewalk, because the sidewalks get so goddamn hot that you can just like cook food on the sidewalk. So they have like annual you can bake a pizza in your car if you just leave it there all day. You can bake a pizza in the summer of Arizona. But the thing that mitigates that is that we have legally obligated infrastructure that literally says that your space is not considered a livable space if you don't have air conditioner. Without air conditioner, like you cannot rent out an apartment unit if you don't have air conditioner. It is illegal, essentially, according to state laws, because it gets so hot there that you can't survive in a place that doesn't have air conditioner. So we get horrible heats. Let me put Fahrenheit to Celsius here. Hold on. 120. Yeah, it can get up to like let's say 118, 47.7 degrees Celsius in Arizona. I think that was one of the record highs we had. 47.7 Celsius. So miserable, terrible and miserable. We also have like rules depending on where you're working. If it gets above 106 degrees Fahrenheit, they're not allowed to work outside anymore. Like when I worked at a hardware store, we had a gardening center, and the rule for the gardening center was we had checkout stations at the gardening center. And the rule was, if it got to 106 degrees Fahrenheit, we closed the checkout systems for the gardening center because it was considered inhumane to have a cashier stand out in 106 plus degree heat. I think it might have been 106 or 110. I can't remember the exact temperature. But like almost every day during summer, though, that would get closed. Like gardening center, we would close that there, and we would not have people stand out there because it's too hot, right? Too damn hot. Now, like, when I think about infrastructure, though, I've talked on stream about this. I'll talk about it again. We had what was called the Great Flood of 2014. And if you know anybody that has lived in Arizona in the year 2014, they will know about this. It is a like legendary day in Arizona history because it rained all day and all night the previous day, and it had gotten so bad. And because we don't have the infrastructure to deal with heavy rainfall, because we are a desert, we didn't experience heavy rainfall. It was so bad that they had to close the schools. The flooding was so bad in the city, they had to they had to close the schools. I remember being in school, high school, and my teacher coming in and being like, okay, guys, well, the buses physically cannot get to school, so we cannot have school. The buses can't get through all the water buildup in the streets. It is considered a danger. It is a hazardous. Like, they can't drive in these conditions. So because they can't pick up the students and bring them to school, and that is, for a lot of our kids, that is the only way they get to school, they decided that they were going to close the school and be like, hey, you need to leave. You need to go home. So we got a day off from this. The rain was so bad. I talked about this. There was a park next to my house that was in a, like a, I would say 12 to 15 foot, maybe 15 foot ditch in the ground. It was like a hill, a reverse hill type situation, a ditch, which you would go down a hill and there would be a park at the bottom. That entire ditch was flooded to the point where you couldn't even see the top of the playground. I think maybe you could barely see the top of the playground. And people were canoeing and swimming in the giant, like, small, the lake that had formed. People were swimming and canoeing in it. Like, first off, you should not canoe in like flood water because it's shit water. Literally sewage. It has sewage runoff in it. You don't want it, right? That's a, like, you're getting all the dog poop from the grass into the water, and it's just not sanitary. But, like, people were able to canoe, and this is, like, not something that ever happened in Arizona. So, like, I know what it's like when you don't have infrastructure for something, and then you deal with a situation you're not used to dealing with. It becomes a nightmare. And so, like, I think about, like, UK and Europe, and, like, apparently a lot of these buildings, like, Europe is older than America by a large margin, and as a result of it, a lot of their architecture is older than America. Like, Arizona, for what it is, a lot of... See, like, HOA permission for the AC is insane. That in my city, that would be in Arizona, that would be illegal. HOA would not be able to, like, stop you from using an AC or putting an AC in your home. In fact, your home would have to have an AC unit. Like, that's insane to think about. It's insane to think that is a thing. So, but, like, in Europe, like, a lot of housing is old. A lot of housing is old in Europe, like much older than America. Historical houses, we're talking houses that are hundreds of years, like a couple hundred years old or more, like 300 maybe, or way more than that even. And we're talking about like developments we're talking about living spaces. When you want to put air conditioning in a living space, it's not just like putting something in the window. For proper air conditioning, that can require a lot of work. And when we're looking at historical houses and, like, old buildings, I'm not talking about you're talking about, like, old places that have existed for a long time. My place is one of the parts that was bombed during World War II. Oh, our buildings have designated historical status. So, like, what I'm getting at is, because of the age of your buildings, like, it's not easy to put air conditioning in. Like, air conditioning in some cases, depending on the status of the housing, they could literally be like, you're not allowed to put air conditioning in. You would have to destroy too much of the architecture to put it in. It would be too destructive to the historical housing that you have here. Because I know there are, like, limitations on what you're allowed to renovate when it comes to, like, historical housing, which, by the way, fucking stupid. Fucking stupid, in my opinion. When it comes to something like air conditioning, yes, you should be allowed to put air conditioning in a fucking historical house. That's absurd to me. It is absurd that you can't install air conditioning just because your house is a certain number of years old. Unless it's like, oh yeah, there's a literal risk of the house entirely falling apart if you try to install it. In which case, I would say you shouldn't even be living there. You should demolish the entire thing and build up something new, because that's ridiculous. That's stupid. But like I said, I'm looking at this from the context of somebody that has grown up in the hottest city in the country, right? And new places like mine are built the same way without considering you might want a fucking AC if you're surrounded by 3 canals and 30 plus degree weather and high humidity. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm looking at this from the context of a state where it is illegal to not have air conditioning in a housing unit, right? That's from me. Every new development, they will sit there and be like, so in Arizona, there are laws on the books that say if your AC goes out for 5 days, if it's 5 days of no AC in the summer, you can stop paying rent. You can go to the court and be like, they won't fix my AC. It's been 5 days. And that's 5 days from reporting the AC being broken. When I was in, yeah, these are brick houses covered in insulation than concrete. Yeah, it's just like, the whole point of this conversation is like, I feel terrible for the people in Europe who are having problems with the heat waves and don't have proper AC. Because I'm living right now, I've never lived in a place that didn't have AC. My last apartment complex, the AC went out for 1 day, and I put a complaint in, and they fixed it the same day. Or they fixed it, like, literally the next day. They had a guy come out and fix it. Like, so, like, they take that shit very seriously in the desert. They made it illegal not to have insulated windows, so now I have insulated windows. Ugh. It's just, it feels terrible. I feel terrible for you guys. I feel so bad for you guys having to deal with high heat and all that jazz and not have proper air conditioning units because we open doors and windows and fans. Yeah, the problem is rarely the heat, it's the humidity. Oh, yeah. Without them, we risk freezing to death. Oh, I get that for sure. Like, I feel terrible for you guys. I think I would die if I didn't have air conditioning. But that's because like 80% humidity. Oh yeah, no doubt. What I think it was, if it gets to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, I think there's something called a hot pocket or whatever it's called, where if it gets to like 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 80% humidity, it becomes literally lethal. Anyway, hello guys. Look, we got video games today. We've spent enough time. Oh, hold on, chat. I gotta go to New Sunny soon. I plugged my thing in to buy the Tamagotchi game into the... I plugged my controller into the Switch, and I forgot to unplug it from the Switch. So, there. Fixed now. Alright, chat. Wet bulb, thank you. That is the term I'm looking for. Wet bulb literally becomes a death trap for people to live in. Anyway, hello, chat. Hope everyone is doing well. It's time to play the game. It is time to play video games. So, like, yeah, we had a rainstorm last night, yesterday afternoon, and it was one of the best things ever. It was so great. It poured rain horribly for like 30 minutes to the point where we had leaks in the roof. It was leaking water through the electrical system. As in, like, the lighting fixture was leaking water. And, like, obviously that's bad, right? But, like, I'll take the rain. I love rain. Like, people talk about, like, oh, when it's cloudy, I feel so depressed when it's cloudy. When it's cloudy outside, for me, I get fucking happy. Oh, like, we have, like, the incandescent lights in our workplace. Like the rectangular incandescent light holders or something. And it was raining so hard that water was dripping out from the corners of one of those light fixtures, which is, probably an electrical issue. Or at least is a threat for electrical issue. Are you guys able to hear me all right? Am I able to turn that down? Do I need to turn this down? Anyway, yeah, so, like, we had rain, and it was great. And that just had me... That's fucking bad. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, of course, we have a work order to get it fixed, so it's not like it's gonna... Our new manager has been very good about getting things fixed up around the store. Shouldn't cause a... Maybe a bit down? Alright. Let's see... How about that? That should be good, right? Anyway, yeah, so with everything that's been going on, like, there's definitely discussions to be had about that. The only other interesting thing that happened at work was we had a guy steal a couple of super soakers and leave through the emergency exit, which is annoying to deal with. And then we had to deal. I think I might turn it down a little bit more. Here, we'll put it at 60. There we go. Then we had the fun issue of one guy came in at like past 10 p.m. at night, and he had a shirt a black shirt with white text on it that said, "This is the only shirt I have that doesn't have cum on it." It's just like, cool, dude. Why are you wearing that to a store? Why are you wearing that, man? What the fuck are you doing? Try going down the alley to the right of the gate. What gate? Why are you, like... Other than that, it wasn't very, this alley... Or... Well, this is the gate. The front gate, so this alley... Okay. Oh, it's... Hey, Sonny, I'll tell you something helpful. They heard the mysterious fountain somewhere near the castle. Yeah, I know that. Oh, fancy house. With nobody in it. And shoes. Those looks like the kind of shoes that, like... This door doesn't open. Ah, yes. Very important. Oh, this guy. Are you the boy from the forest? I finally may have something to tell you. Yeah, the great we betrayed our king. Zelda's intended but since danger and escaped the castle without a prince. I tried to stop again from chasing him, but the prince was waiting for a boy from the forest. If you want to give something to the boy, I perceived it for the princess. Hurry to the Temple of Time. He's dead. He's not moving anymore. Damn. Hey, what's wrong with loitering around all day, huh, kid? Why did I give him, like, a fake, like, Canadian accent? Like a shitty Canadian accent. He's dead. I can't believe it. Before we go to the Temple of Time, I want to get to the mask salesman and see what I can do about... See if I can get that Pikachu mask he likes. Ah, yes. Good old happy mask salesman. Yes. Have faith. So wait, what does the fine print say? Oh, okay. You killed him? Damn. I think he would have died either way. Something tells me he would have died either way. He was on the verge of death. We just, like, dealt the finishing blow. Would he? I don't know. He looked pretty bad, dude. He looked really worse for wear. Who knows? Let's see. Let me bring my microphone down. Apologies for the noise. Schrödinger's soldier. Yeah, really. Alright, so I think we have to sell this guy the Keaton mask. And then, we do something else with the other mask. Not really sure what this does or what this accomplishes. I'm just guessing. There we go. I've been enjoying this. It's been... I hope I'm not gonna, like, fuck up as badly over times, but... What are you doing here? Oh, do I have to present it to him? You think you're in disguise? Oh, is that key something? If you're Yeah, if you don't mind. Oh, okay. We will head back. And then they're going to give me a better version of the mask, which I guess does something eventually. I'm not sure what... I know, like, there's one mask that lets you talk to, what do you call them? Lets you talk to, like, the stone mask, the stone things. I'm going to... Let's see, it's, L... There we go. No, wait, that's, Song of Storms. Fuck. YRA. Yeah, now the thing is, if you play... No, learn how to play... it's Y... I remember the next boss. If it's the next... It's not the next... I think it's... Is Shadow Ganon the next boss? Phantom Ganon? Is he the next one? So if that's the case, I remember the quirk. That guy's quirk. Kinda. Hold on. One thing about upscaling these games that you actually get to see is, like, you get to see... So, this is just a fun little thing I noticed. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see. Isn't the forest temple where you fight? Here, let me show you guys something. Look at this. If you actually look, you can see that the X, Y, and A buttons are actually mirrored. The text, like, the A is mirrored. Certain parts of it are actually just mirrored. Not all of it, of course, but, like... What the fuck was that about? Interesting. It's an interesting little thing you can... That's only something you can see. But he's not the only challenge there. Yeah, I know. There's also, like, the Bokoblin or whatever that guy is. Alright. This is a very lively town, I gotta say. They did a really good job making it feel lived in. If that makes any sense. Let's see. Alright, Happy Mask Man. Skull Mask. What do I do with the Skull Mask? Yeah, there's a Mask of Truth. We'll figure this out later. This will be a fun thing. This is a side quest we'll figure out later. I'm sure eventually I'll figure that out, but for now we're just gonna... You figure it out over time. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Ah, yes. Three Hollows, yeah. Use hand spiritual and stand with you and play Song of Time. Did I get the Song of Time? Yes, I did. YLR, YLR. Y. There we go. I do like that a lot of, like, Zelda games include musical themes and include playing music as a large part of the game. Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Spirit Tracks. I don't think Phantom Hourglass has music in it, actually. I think that's more of a time stop motif. Hooray! The Triforce. Beautiful. Hello, Roland. Isn't that... It's the Master Sword. It's a sword that does things. It does sword stuff. Yeah. Everyone loves... Is that the legend? It's that legendary blade that has only been mentioned now. Hey, Roland. Good to see ya. The Master Sword. Like, literally the first time this is mentioned, I believe. Yes, pull the sword. Pull it. Pull the blade. Are we Master Swordo? Arewa. Oh, that's Arewa. I misread that as Are We Master Sword. Excellent work, idiot. I thought you held the keys to the door of time, and now, you fucking idiot, you actually gave me everything I needed. You have led me to the gates of the sacred realm, you fucking fool.
Come, Guardian.
Yes, I owe it all to you, kid. Twink, wake up. Twink, the chosen one. You need to yodel for your schnitzel, guys. Ah, yes, good times. Damn, why Ganondorf balding? That's a good question. He's got the receding hairline powers. All this dark magic and he can't fix his receding hairline. I am Rauru, one of the ancient sages. Ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance of the sacred realm. This is the Chamber of Sages, inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light situated in the very center of the sacred realm. Oh, the not lame Rauru. It's the last stronghold against Ganondorf's evil force. The Master Sword, the evil destroying sword he pulled out of Palestine was the final key to the sacred realm. Twink, don't be alarmed. Look at yourself. Give him a mirror. Look, Twink, you're big now. You've grown. The Master Sword is a sacred blade that evil ones may never touch. Only one worthy of the title of Hero of Time can pull it from the pedestal of time. You were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, the spirit was sealed here for 7 years. Now that you're old enough, it's time to come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Yeah, sure. I'm afraid it's been 9 years. Remember, though you open the door of time in the name peace, Ganondorf is used to enter this forbidden sacred realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light, and with his power, he became the King of Evil. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule in 7 short years to transform Hyrule into the world of monsters. Imagine growing 9 years in 5 seconds. 7, technically. Namely, a stranger of sages, but there's still hope. The power of the sage remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the sage's seals will contain all the evil power in the Void Realm. Hi, Rauru. I'm one of the sages, and... Rip, sorry about that child and all that. Get adulted. Yeah, exactly. I'm making an MGS5 reference. Oh, yeah. Their power to fight together sage makes you the Hero of Time. The Hero of Time chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you. Find the power of the other sages and add the might to their own. Yeah! Where are my hands? Don't worry about it. Yes. Take it. My emblem. Link, I have to pay taxes now? Thanks, Morshu. Really, yeah. Receive the light medallion. Find the other sages and save Hyrule. I also had to do an order yesterday. We had to, like, check in an order from a vendor. And it was just 1,000 fucking items. It was 1,000 separate items I had to check in, like 1,200 of them. And it took me over half of my shift to do it. And by the time I had finished, I was over 100 items short. And like several $100s short of what the expected order amount was. So I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I spent 4 hours on this. I'm not bothering with it anymore. The other management can take care of it. Hello there, hello there, Sheik. That's right. Pull your blade on the weird person, red eye person. Been waiting for you, Hero of Time. When evil rules all, an awakening voice is the stream. Oh no! 1.5%. Oh no! Please don't tell me I have to cancel this. I don't have to restart the stream. Oh no! No! Give me a sec.